Hey there, welcome back to gggaming. So we got a really great one here. Brand new 7-star Tera Raid boss in Scarlet and Violet. And it is, of course, the Salamence. Absolutely amazing. Going to go through all the details and everything you need to know about this raid so that you can solo this thing. Plus, as always, we'll be doing the showcases. Check those out. We'll walk you through exactly how to do this solo. Let's get to it. All right, you know the deal at this point. Let's check the summary and let's see what we are dealing with this Salamence. This is the one from the raid, so this is exactly what you're up against. All right, it is a dragon flying type by nature, but flying is the Tera, so flying is the only thing that matters. Flying types have 3 weaknesses, which are rock, ice, and electricity. We are going to showcase a couple different variants of those, but overall, they kind of all are countered by one or more of his moves. So you definitely want to check out the showcases to understand really how to take this guy down. Otherwise, let's go check out the moves here. With that, let's bring up the side-by-side with Cerebi here so that we understand a little bit more holistically what is going on. So he's got essentially 4 moves. He has access to Tera Blast, taking advantage of the Flying Tera, the Dragon Pulse, the Earthquake, and Flamethrower. So 2 physical, well, debatable. Tera Blast goes each way. It's physical or special based on whichever one of his stats is higher at the moment. Dragon Pulse is special, Flamethrower is special, and then Earthquake is physical. Now, here's the real issue with this guy, and it's his ability Moxie. That was pretty much guaranteed that he was going to get Moxie. So you're going to use things like Skill Swap, Gastro Acid, Worry Seed, etc. to be able to counteract that Moxie. We actually have one build that we're going to show you, which we don't even mess with Moxie. We just let him have it. And still, it's fun. It's kind of, but we'll get there. Anyway, stick around. All right, so those are the 4 moves he's going to use standard. But he also has some coded moves. So let's take a look at the Cerebi side. Can you see the mouse? Yep, you can see the mouse. So along with those 4 moves, he's got access to Heat Wave, Breaking Swipe, and Dragon Dance. And he's, of course, going to use those at different intervals. Heat Wave comes in right at the beginning. Basically, turn 0, he's going to hit you with that. It's not too big a deal with any of our builds, so if you're using any of my builds, we'll be just fine. Then he's going to reset our stats, your stats, yours and mine, twice, making it very, very hard to buff our Pokemon. So we're going to focus on builds that debuff him. Because, hey, check this out. He does not reset his own stats until 44% HP. That is after the shield breaks, as long as you play it right, and very much reasonable in terms of something to work with. Then he does use Breaking Swipe at 50% time, as well as Dragon Dance at 40% HP. All of our builds will be set up in a way so that we really don't have to worry about any of that, and it's not too big a deal anyway. So that pretty much covers the way this thing works. Let's get over and talk about well, real quick before we leave this, his stats, if you notice, he's very much even with his attack and his special attack. They bump the special attack a little bit with the mint, and then his defense and special defense are straight even at 196. So it does not matter which Pokemon you use. You can use special attack or physical attack, and you're going to do equal amount of damage against this. Speed at 212 if you want to go first. Go faster than 212, essentially what it is, and we'll walk through one of those in my builds, one of my showcases. What else? All right, let's get over and talk about the actual YouTube options or best options for your solo raid, and then I will also show you what we're going to showcase as well. So these are what we are going to showcase. We're going to showcase the Electros build. Absolutely amazing, extremely easy to solo this Salamence. This is going to be your go-to. That is absolutely a piece of cake, and really does not matter what NPCs are in your party. All right, we do have one Intimidate NPC locked in our party just to make it a little bit more easier. We're going to showcase Dreadnought. Dreadnought requires just a little bit of RNG, and we'll get to that in the showcase, so check that out if you want to use that build to ultimately defeat this. And we have one surprise showcase because he's not on here. Why? It's because I'm writing him. It's Miraidon. The Miraidon build is absolutely crazy. It's just for fun, but it works. And you can solo this Salamence with Miraidon. So check out that showcase if you want to see just how crazy this build is and what we do to win this thing. All right. Future builds, we're looking at that Uxie and that Mew there as possibilities, but we'll test those over the weekend and see what we can come up with for early next week. Everything here, line 3 and down, these are NPCs that can be added to your party. You want to know how to lock your party up, in other words, get the right party every single time, such as all of my showcases will have a Tauros, a Umbreon, as well as a Dunsparce. That's just the chance that I got. Those are the 3 that I locked in there because the only one I really cared about was the Tauros. There are 3 Pokemon, Arcanine, Tauros, and Staraptor. All of them get the Intimidate ability, which drops that attack stat of that NPC or the opponent. So they drop the attack stat of Salamence every single time they enter the battle. And being NPCs, they get knocked out a lot. They get wrecked by Salamence, which means they're coming in a lot and they're controlling that attack stat, really helping you out. All right. So it doesn't matter which one of those you get. Usually Staraptor is kind of the MVP because he also has access to Feather Dance, or they're dropping that attack stat. Bellabolt actually has a place in this raid. I will try to lock this up with Bellabolt and eventually, because Bellabolt deploys Light Screen, having the damage from special attacks, that Flamethrower, as well as that Dragon Breath, right? No, what is it? What was it? Dragon Pulse. I know it right. Dragon Breath paralyzes. All right, so he uses Light Screen. And then your healers are Oba, Arboliva, as well as Gardevoir. They're the 2 that can deploy healing on you. We don't have either of those locked in our party. If I'm going to farm this consistently, I definitely will lock one of those and one of the Intimidate NPCs at the very least. Ideally, the MVP party would be like a healer, Bellabolt, and an Intimidate NPC. But, we'll see. We got a couple weeks to work with this if we can get that set up locked in, and that'll be really fun solo opportunity there. Other than that, that pretty much covers it for what you're looking at in terms of the best optimal NPCs to have. And if you want to lock the party up like I did, check out the video link down there in the description, or it'll also be linked on any of the showcases on how to lock your party. It's really, really neat little glitch in the game, but it still works and has worked since the beginning, since the game came out. They've never patched it. But that's everything for Salamence. Let's get over the showcases and actually show you how to win this thing solo.